That's what led me to relax my hair. Hi you guys, and welcome to a new video. I don't know if I should call this a vlog, but this video, as you could tell by the title, is going to be all about why in the world did I decide to relax my hair. Honestly, if you're one of those people who are like, relaxers are bad, you're gonna ruin your hair, you're gonna destroy your hair is gonna fall out, just go ahead and scroll to the next video. This video is not for you. But for my girls who are like struggling with their natural hair but also kind of struggling with everything else, this is for you, because that's where I was, and that's what led me to relax my hair for probably the third time in my life. I first got my hair relaxed when I think I was in high school by my mom, and honestly I didn't know how to take care of my hair. I didn't know what to do to my hair. At the time I thought what you needed to moisturize your hair was oil, even when I had relaxed hair. So even then, like, I wasn't seeing results with my hair. I decided to go back natural when I left high school. That did not work out, especially when I ended up in the workforce. So I ended up, you know, relaxing it again. And I was wearing my sew-ins and I was cute, and I just got obsessed with the look of a sew-in. I remember I was doing a sew-in month after month after month, and when I didn't do a sew-in, I was probably doing crocheted straight hair so it looked like a sew-in, and I was feeling cute, but it was a lot to do at a time, especially on my hair, because my hair type is 4C, but it's also fine, and you could have come on dry it, Pickney. Honestly, I did dry. Especially since I just did not know how to take care of my hair. Okay, so I'll be transparent. Honestly, I was not taking care of my hair even at that point, but on top of that, it was hard to maintain myself because honestly I just could not afford it at the time. I was in a call center. Back then everybody was just trying to keep up with trends and look pretty. It wasn't really about taking care of your hair, so I couldn't keep up, and I ended up going natural again. And this was mostly during COVID. So once COVID hit and I think my salon was currently closed, I was like, you know what, I'll just take this as my sign to start my natural hair journey. We're gonna big chop, TWA vibes. It's gonna be good. We're gonna learn all about our hair. I was subscribing to YouTubers. TikTok was, I think I just joined TikTok, so I was on it. Like, I was researching, I was doing the do. But again, like, honestly, I didn't realize how expensive it would have been to take care of my natural hair, and I didn't quite prepare myself for it. So while I told myself, okay, I could take my time and purchase the products that I need, honestly, especially during COVID, I had other things to prioritize over my hair. So again, I kind of suffered a bit where I would see growth, but my hair still wasn't necessarily healthy. So while it was growing thinner. It wasn't as healthy as it could have been. I wasn't moisturizing it, and pretty soon I fell into the trap of doing braids over and over and over again. I was doing braids back to back, you guys, and I love braids now. At the time I really hated doing braids, but it's all I could have thought of to help take care of my hair, because I wasn't gonna, silk presses weren't big back then, so I couldn't jump into sew-ins. And honestly, I'm not a wig girl, and I will never be a wig girl. I'm not even gonna touch that world. I'm not a wig girl. We're not gonna do that, right? No hate to anybody who is a wig girl. If you are a wig girl, that means you have a talent, you have a skill, you have a vision. I don't have it. I am especially since I'm the type of person where I will not keep in a hairstyle for more than a month. Braids after 4 weeks are gone. A sew-in after 4 weeks, gone. Like, I will not keep in hair for more than 4 weeks. So I don't even know what I would do with a wig, honestly. I have been considering a U-part though, I'm not gonna lie, especially since now we've done the do. Fast forward to 2022, I ended up moving to Kingston, and you know, I feel like I was pretty proud of myself for not falling into the trap of trying to keep up with the girls in Kingston, because everybody's always so done up, so put together, so cute, until I decided I really wanted to be a content girl. So I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to improve my appearance if I'm gonna be a content girl. So I started doing my nails regularly, which I will never stop doing because I'm completely obsessed with getting my nails done now. And also I do a lot of UGC, so I feel like it's an investment in self. So my nails are always done. No regrets there, and I do take breaks, and long breaks at that. So, but when it came onto hair, I decided I was gonna relax it, especially since my favorite YouTuber at the time had had just, I think, come up with a video talking about her relaxer and going to this salon that I don't think they exist anymore, but they do sell products. So I was like, oh my god, if her hair is relaxed, I'm gonna relax my hair. So I did. I kid you not, probably 2 months after she decided to go back natural. But anyways, that's not the point. I honestly did not keep up with the relaxer. I think after getting my hair relaxed, I did do a sewing, and then after that I was like, I just never kept up with taking care of it again because life got a little busy with work, and then things just got a little demanding for a while, so I just never paid my hair any attention. So I ended up doing another big chop. Well, I grew it out up until last year and did a big chop last year. And then, as you know, I've just been doing braids back to back to back to back to back. So I say all this to say, throughout my entire life in knowing my hair has never been a priority. I could prioritize my skin, I could prioritize my outfits. We talked about nails earlier, but for whatever reason, I would always style my hair but not take care of my hair. Hair care has never been a focus for me. But all of that changed earlier this year. The catalyst for the change happened, you know, not at once, but over time, because every time I would take down my braids, I would look at my hair and think, wow, I really want to do better with my hair, because in the next 10 years, do I want to be in the same place that I am right now with my hair, or do I want to do something to it that will help make it better? And so January, I would take out those braids. February, March, April, May, I would take down my braids, and every month I would have the same thought, oh my god, I really need to do something with my hair. And you guys know this year has been one of the hardest years for me, and I feel like a woman's hair is a reflection of her and her life and what she's currently going through. So I thought, I had the weirdest thought to myself that maybe if I start fresh with my hair, I can start fresh with life. And I know it sounds dumb because obviously life isn't gonna magically change right now, but I figure this is a damn good start. So I ended up posting something on my story asking about salons that actually care about hair, because I figured YouTube wasn't doing it for me. I may as well speak to a trichologist or a professional in person. But little did I know how much that would have changed my life. Literally, things just took off from there. Guys, so it's currently 8:50 and I'm in Starbucks because I'm going out of town today and I need a little drinky drink, a fun drink to get me going. But by the looks of it, I know I look a little different, and that's because I've never shown my natural hair on YouTube, or I don't think I've shown it in the past couple of years on socials in general, because honestly, actually when I get to the car, we'll get into it. But I say that to say I'm going to a hair appointment now. Okay guys, so like I was saying, I have been thinking for a long time. I don't even know where to start. For years, I've honestly been on and off when it comes on to my natural hair. So I think my last relaxer was January of 2023, and then I just didn't relax it after that. And I've been growing out my hair to where it is now. It's very shrunken, by the way. I promise I'm not bald. But if you've noticed, like, I have never taken a break from braids because I don't know, I'm just not a natural hair girl. It's not my cup of tea. So in an effort to now revamp my image, one, and then two, I kind of want to make things a little easier for me to do my hair, I'm gonna relax it again. This is probably my third time relaxing my hair or going back to a relaxer. So that's that. But so I've been thinking about this for a while, and some time ago I had posted a story, you know, asking for salon recommendations for salons that actually care about hair, with like trichologists or whoever. And then this lady that I look up to very much, she sent me a few recommendations, and I was going through a few of them. Some were in town, some were out of town, some were expensive, some were very reasonable, some seemed more caring than others. So I was kind of like, and some offered more services than just relaxing. Like some did like texturizers, keratin treatments, that kind of thing. So I was playing around with what my options would look like. And then she hit me up again and was like, a particular salon with like a collaboration to offer me a service. So that being said, I'm currently going to that salon and we're gonna do a relaxer and dye or rinse one of them black because my hair is kind of reddish, kind of golden, kind of brown. And then afterwards I plan to go to a beauty supply and get some clip-ins. I'm gonna try to get the seamless one so that I can have a little length because I'm sure my ends are trash and I'm sure she'll give me a good cut. Oh my god, so I wouldn't even call this a vlog. This is more gonna be a sit down experience for you guys to see me transform my hair from what it is right now. Enjoy it while it lasts. Like, you will never see it like this again, at least not for the near future. So I've got my Starbucks pumpkin spice latte for the ride. Now let's go. By the way, this place is in Old Harbor, so it's pretty far. Yeah, so all that happened, crazy, right? And the day comes to go to the salon and I grab my pumpkin spice latte as one does, and I jump on the toll and I'm making my way to the salon. The salon is called Shades of Elegance and I feel like it's worth the trip. It's just 30 minutes on the toll from Kingston, probably shorter if you leave out early enough. I left out around 8-9 o'clock, and when I got there I was greeted with a smile, politeness, such politeness. I've never been to a salon where every single person has been so polite. So when I went in, they had like a beauty supply section where they were selling some jewelry, some hair care products, and then immediately I remember one of the stylists or the trichologists came in and she came over to me. This was such a, I don't know, this was such a meaningful moment for me because she came over to me and she was like, oh my god, you have such a full head of hair. And I was like, what? I've never heard that in my life, you guys, because I've always heard your hair tinny, your hair thin, your hair fine. And it's so discouraging because you see all the girls on Instagram with their beautiful full hair, and I have very fine thin hair. I'm assuming because of years of neglect, one, and then two, genetics. But like, she just came over to me and she was like, you have a full head of hair. I've also been pretty insecure of the fact that my hair forever looks like a TWA at the time, because no matter how much it grew, it would shrink up right away. So I felt like, oh my god, I can't wear my hair out because it's just not long enough, or like it was just taking too much effort and it was just frustrating me, you know. But she came over to me and she was like, you have such a full head of hair, and then she just dove into it and she was feeling it and she was like, wow, this shrink up bad, like. And she was pulling and stretching. It wasn't painful, like she was being very gentle, but she was pulling and stretching. And immediately, like right off the bat, she started telling me all the products that she thinks I'm using and why I shouldn't be using them and what it's actually doing to my hair. And she started giving advice and I was like, this? Never ever ever have I gone to a hairdresser and they actually start giving advice. Like, that's so refreshing. It was so refreshing. So she started telling me that I think I'm moisturizing my hair, but I'm actually not. I'm putting in oils and the oils are just sitting on my head, and when I go out in the sun in extreme heat and UV, like it's basically frying my hair but not doing what I think it is because it's too heavy to actually penetrate the hair strands. It was just such an interesting conversation. But pretty much after that, I went into the chair and they started putting something they called a base in my hair. I don't know if I'm new to the game or maybe I haven't been going to the right places, but nobody has ever relaxed my hair in the other 2 times that I have had a relaxer. Nobody has ever put base in my hair. So I was like, what's base? And she's like, you know how if you do like a color treatment, they might put Vaseline in your hair or whatever. That's pretty much what it is, to help prevent burns. Blew my mind. Why? Because if that was around when I was in high school, or even like the other time when I relaxed my hair, that would have changed the game for me, because I can't tell you how many times I've had to leave the house with like burns or scarring all over my hair. Most hairdressers would probably just put the Vaseline at the front, but this lady was parting my hair and putting in the base. She was parting my hair and putting in the base into each section. When she was telling me that she was gonna put the base in, I literally thought that she was just gonna put it in the front so that the front doesn't burn, but she parted sections and then parted into those sections, and she was taking her time. She wasn't rough. Even if the hair was tangly, she would take her time in detangling, and I know it was probably so tedious, but she took her time. She never once complained. She smiled the entire time. I told her she had a beautiful smile, and she told me that I have one too, which I don't know, it was just, it felt so girly and cute, and we just had good conversation. But soon after that, it was time to get the relaxer started, and I was still kind of nervous because I was like, am I gonna burn? I've had so many burn experiences. Honestly, I would have PTSD, and I'm not surprised. So I really thought that I probably was gonna burn. But now I don't know how it was for you guys back in the day, but for me, they would always start with the roots and a tail comb, and place the relaxer on the root first and kind of comb it up. But this lady, she used her fingers, obviously she had on gloves, and started with the ends first and was raking it through the ends, but she never touched the root yet, which I guess is a trick to help like soften the hair so that you can get to the root. And then I don't know, it just felt like a simpler process, an easier process. So she took her time and she raked through my hair in sections. She was chatting me up, I was talking to her, she was telling me about her personal experiences with her hair. I think it was girlhood. Honestly, that salon is so, I don't know, we're all just girls. And then she got into the meat of the matter. She started processing the roots, and she was never rough with it. She was never harsh. She was never fighting my hair. She was gentle throughout the whole process, to the point where I could literally work while she was in my hair. Now, back in the day, again, because this is the only reference I have, but back in the day, when I used to get my hair relaxed, typically they would do it and then leave me for like 10-20 minutes to let it set or sit. But she didn't do that. Once she finished combing it out, she was like, okay, I don't want this to over process your hair, let's go over to the washing area so that we can wash it out. And I quite appreciated that, because one, when it would sit in my hair, it used to burn so bad. Now since they used the base, I don't think that would have been the case here, but I took note of her saying, I don't want to over process your hair, and I quite appreciated that, because that told me that she knew what she was doing, and she knows the makeup of hair. Because I kid you not, we went over to the washing station and I had asked her about some of the products that she was using. She let me know that hair is mostly protein and iron. Now I've always heard that it is protein, like keratin, but I didn't know that iron, it made up your hair. Like, I had no idea. But we had a good clean conversation. She went in with a normalizing shampoo. I think I asked her about the product she used. She said that she used the full line of relaxer products by Affirm. She gave me a nice scalp massage. We also talked about how our hair is influenced by our gut health and our hormones by extension. Even outside of pregnancies, like your hormones and your gut health can affect the strength of your hair and its ability to grow, and how it reacts to certain products. And she spoke to me about how important it is to manage our internal health, so that our hair, and not just our skin, because we're always focusing on our skin, how much our hair can thrive if we're thriving on the inside. Anyway, so after the wash, she went ahead and set me up. And honestly, I can't say I love being under a dryer. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but she did put me under the dryer for about an hour. But after that, she sat me back in the chair, and she said that she's probably gonna have to cut quite a bit, which she did. I don't think I have footage of that for YouTube, but I did make a reel for Instagram. I think it should be live by the time this is out. If not, it might be live on Monday, I don't know. But go check it out, look out for it. It's gonna be great. But she did cut my hair, and honestly, my hair has never looked healthier. It's still pretty thin and pretty light, and that will be fixed over time, because I do have some protein treatments to do and some other treatments to follow up on. But I'm excited to see where my hair will be next year this time, and I'm really motivated now to actually put effort into taking care of my hair. My goal for next year, and starting now, is like to manage my health internally so that I can manage it externally. And I'm not just talking about like cosmetics, like, oh, getting my nails done, getting a sew in. Not this time. Like, this time we are focused on real health and really looking good and really feeling good, and actually making the investment in myself so that I can feel happy about my health inwardly and outwardly, even in the next 10 years. So that's my goal, and really and truly that's what sparked the decision to get my hair relaxed. And honestly, I'm happy right now. This isn't all my hair right now. I have in some clip-ins that I put in myself, and I'm gonna be putting them in until I'm happy with the density of my hair, because that's definitely something I really want to fix. But it's not like I'm gonna be wearing them long term. I'll probably put them in for like a couple of hours, like if I'm going on the road or if I'm making content or something, and then they're out. Like, this is not something, it's not like a sewing. Do you get what I mean? I will say though, my birthday is coming up and I'm definitely gonna be doing a sewing. Like, that's definitely the plan. I do have a photo shoot I'm planning for my birthday, so that's especially why I would like to get the sewing done. Depending on how I like these clip-ins, we may stick to this instead, who knows. But yeah, comment below if you are a relaxed girl or a natural girl. Let me know your hair care tips, whether you are relaxed or natural. I'm very curious to see if I have been, well, I've definitely been missing the mark when it comes on to taking care of my hair. But let me know, girl, what you are doing to take care of your hair and take care of yourself. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end, I love you the mostest. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.